Wayne is a great rapper. He's great with words. He's never said anything to make you motivated. He's never made you feel something that stuck with you. Lil Wayne is famous for saying, Lil Wayne is also famous for not acting like any of us. He likes the police because the police save him, right? Think about it. They talk about politics. What they got to do with it? Black Lives Matter. I'm not on team. He's always been his own man that did his own thing. Lil Russell's not wrong. I can't think of when I think about catalogs, that's why I like Ross so much, because Ross motivated me. Hove motivated me. Kanye taught me. Lil Wayne just rapped. And by the way, he was great at it. He's one of the best rappers of all time. But when you look at the whole work, the whole
body of work,
you got to ask yourself, where did Wayne inspire a culture of people? Like I said, Wayne is the reason why we have tricking culture. He did that. No, I'm saying he did that. But I'm saying, what did Wayne really? Let's be clear. Outside of his artists, we're not talking about his artists.
Yeah.
We talking about artist for artist, not I signed Drake and Nicki, so give me that. Just artist for artist.
How do y'all feel about people that say right message, wrong person?
Society picks who they want to hear the truth from. Mm-hmm. If let's say
Ray, I can't tell you about music. You're gonna be like, nigga, don't tell me what you're doing about music.
No, you can. You can tell me who you like. I get what y'all saying, but what I'm saying is that as a big executive, that understands this, I can admit everybody's holes in their job. There's no one perfect. I think Drake is amazing. He's sensitive. That is the one Achilles heel that we see eventually is hurting him long term, right? To me, Wayne's lack of caring about the culture. Let's be clear. His lack of caring about being liked by the community. Lil Wayne has always been his own man, his own alien, his own everything. Yeah. He's never tried to fit in. And by the way, that's what we love about him. Yeah. But when you say, he never tried to fit in, but he never gave me nothing, that's not what he was here for. I don't even think Wayne cares about that. But from rapper to rapper, I think Lil Russell is correct. I think Lil Russell is a rapper. He should be able to say that as a young rapper who was inspired by this GOAT. It's like me with Hove. People always say, you don't, I love Jay-Z. Jay-Z's my idol. I learned more about success from Jay-Z than I did my own father. But once I became successful, I can see the holes in the shit he did. I'm like, I didn't like that he did that. I love everything about it. But you understand what I'm trying to say? And I think with Lil Russell, he's a rapper who came up looking up to this godlike rapper, and then he had to go through his own process, his own alchemist story, if you will, his own journey. And then once he get there, he starts realizing, damn, I got a different responsibility. So now you start looking at your idols, damn, Lil Wayne didn't really handle that responsibility. So I think Lil Russell is, and I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
So does every rapper have to be conscious they have that responsibility?
No, every rapper. No, what I'm saying is that every rapper has an Achilles heel. Every rapper has something about them that's like Kanye, he's my favorite, but he's emotional as fuck. Yeah. I can admit that. Like Wayne, he can rap his ass off, but he doesn't say anything. Jay-Z is the GOAT rapper, but I think his music didn't age that well over time. That's just how I feel. So it's but nigga, I still love these guys. It's just when you get more and more into that actual sport, and you understand the technicalities, you talk different. So Lil Russell was talking like someone who does this shit. And I guarantee you, if everybody talked to your favorite rapper and they knew that they could tell you how they really feel, they might say the same thing. A lot of people don't say how they feel for the sake of not politics. So, and by the way, I think Lil Wayne heard that and said, shit, cuz right. If you think about Lil Wayne's greatest lines, they were never anything that inspired you. Like that made you want, that made you want to get up, like Jay-Z's Allure. Like Jay-Z's Allure, like Jay-Z's Imaginary Players. You just rapped about, Go DJ is a fire record. He's not talking about DJing. Yeah. Nigga, what is a Millie? A Millie, he's killing it, but what is it about? Yeah. It's just a nigga that can rap better than everybody. It's you know what it is? It's like Lil Wayne, and if we had to compare everybody to an artist, Lil Wayne is like Tracy McGrady.
You trying him, man. And Tracy McGrady's one of my favorites. He's trying it.
Hear me out. Hear me out.
T-Mac got no wins.
Oh, hear me out. Let me tell you, because Drake is LeBron. Drake is LeBron, right? Jay-Z is Jordan, right? Let's be clear. So what I'm just telling you is Lil Wayne is more T-Mac, great scorer, great points, but when Lil Wayne ran the business, it was for being an amazing MC. It wasn't for his story. Well, Usher ran the business that year. It was Confessions. That was the story. Yeah. Lil Wayne has not had a story. He's just been a storied rapper who can rap his ass off, who's better than everybody at bars, but he never sat down and gave us something that punched through from beginning to the end. I just can't.
You don't think the Cardi 3 punched through? You don't think the Cardi 4 punched through?
No. What I mean by that is like inspiring a nation to do something. What I'm saying is okay, let's be clear. We all say that every little nigga in Atlanta is Future Sons. Yeah. Some is Future Sons, some is T.I. Sons.
You're not wrong, sir. You're not far off. It's definitely a concerted action now that you are on Rock Nation. That's a concerted activity on social media that will now come after you. Yeah. Right? Especially now that you've talked about anything tangentially close to the Barbs and the OVOs, which is Wayne. So that you've activated all of that. So you've activated the anti-Rock Nation, the Barbs, the OVOs. They forming like Voltron on you, Jack. Gear up. And you will learn that people don't like the truth about their favorites. Lil Wayne said some real things about his experiences. Mm-hmm. But generally speaking, Lil Wayne, and this is not shade, that's just not who he was. He wasn't talking about society's ills and the pitfalls of being involved in this and that. Like, it just wasn't what his rapping was about, man. That's not shade.
At some point,
man.
it was just a lot of pussy rap. That's what you want to say.
No, I wasn't even saying that either. I was really...
Do you want to say that?
I think she wanted to say that.
Did you want to say that?
At some point, and I love Wayne too. I do love him, but there was a point where it was a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, he was definitely
and just
bragging about what he loved and what he loved to do.
But it wasn't nothing new. Like, we've heard that from the jump from his career, that he's always been very recreational in what he raps about, how he raps about, what he...
Recreational is a great word.
What he's experienced, and he really, like, zoned in and honed in on a bunch of that shit. So
a lot of bars, a lot of punchlines.
Yeah, like... The storytelling was there, but it was never...
Yeah, but he wasn't. But who was tuning in to Lil Wayne for gems? All that Russell was saying is, as I matured as a man...
He was talking about a bunch of nothing.
I realized that, A, he wasn't talking about nothing. Fine. And then was probably, like he said, I grew up in these communities where I knew individuals that wanted to join gangs because that's what Wayne was putting off. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, the whole, like... There's a whole conversation we was having even back then about Wayne being, high on songs and being high and rapping like this and being all that and the cups and the foam cups and the lean and the weed and that a whole generation of artists thought that that's what they needed to do to be popular. Like, that's been a conversation for a long time. So to wake up one day as you mature and go, yo, I really like something that really wasn't that positive, and I want to be more positive as I go into my adulthood, and I love this hip-hop thing because of this individual, but now I would like to maybe put forth something that's a little bit more positive and uplifting. I don't see why this is controversial.
I think, like, I looked at it.
There is another layer to this, too, and LaRussell didn't articulate this, but because LaRussell's so active in his community, so two things can be true. Wayne can rap his ass off. That's right. And I'm not here to discredit anything Wayne does. And I also don't go to Lil Wayne for anything socially. Absolutely. But on the other end of it, I don't think somebody has been a bigger disappointment for me when it comes to specifically black issues for a black man more than Lil Wayne in the last 15 or so years. Because before we get into the era that we're in now, there were issues with Mike Brown, and they would talk to Lil Wayne and be like, hey, how do you feel about this young man that was murdered in Missouri? And Lil Wayne's quote was, as long as my bitches love me. And because Lil Wayne was saved by a police officer, famous story, because he was shot when he was a kid, he's been very pro-police when there's been issues with police and brutality towards black people. And with our current regime, Lil Wayne has been actively loud about who he supports. So even though Lil Russell hasn't said it, maybe there is an underlying issue where Lil Wayne stands when every time someone tries to get him to, and unfairly maybe, him to comment about issues about what's going on to black people in our community, he's historically been on the other side of where we stand.
But even with that, Eddie, even when people do try to like get clarity or get understanding of where he's at, like politically or, you know, socially or whatever the case is, and that person has repeatedly explained to us who he is, where he sides, and what he really cares about, at what point do we really continue that conversation or that push to him to get that answer or to get him to understand like there are things outside of your bubble and that things that your fans care about in a societal or a social justice manner? Like, how many times do we keep going to him and asking, well, what do you think about this?
No. You're playing yourself by going to ask Lil Wayne.
That's right.
You're playing yourself by going to ask Lil Wayne about his perspective on society. Like, he's already established, if your answer to someone dying in the street, whether they're black or whatever they are, is as long as my bitches love me, if that's your response, maybe we shouldn't come to you for commentary anymore.
That's what I'm saying.
I felt some way about Wayne at a point. Well, during his mixtape run when he was taking over the world. It's like, yo, all this shit is flying, but this nigga's not talking about anything.
No.